Harold Shipman, the doctor who betrayed trust. He was a trusted healer, a pillar of the community. But behind the reassuring smile lurked a monster. How did Harold Shipman, a seemingly ordinary doctor, become one of history's most prolific serial killers? And why did it take so long to stop him? Harold Shipman was born in 1946 and trained to become a general practitioner. He presented himself as a calm, dedicated, and caring physician. This persona allowed him to easily gain the trust of his patients. He was particularly adept at building rapport with elderly patients. They felt safe and understood under his care. This trust would become his most potent weapon. Beneath the surface of the caring doctor lay a dark fascination with power and control. This may have stemmed from a traumatic experience in his youth. His mother's agonizing death from cancer profoundly affected him. He witnessed her suffering and the use of morphine to alleviate her pain. This experience likely shaped his views on death, suffering, and the power of morphine. It planted a seed that would later blossom into unimaginable horror. Shipman's killing spree began in the late 1970s and continued for over 2 decades. His primary targets were elderly women, often living alone. However, he also victimized some male and younger patients. His method was chillingly simple, administering lethal doses of diamorphine, a pharmaceutical form of heroin. He would then sign the death certificates, attributing the deaths to natural causes, masking his heinous acts. Shipman exploited the inherent trust placed in medical professionals. No one questioned the deaths because of his authority as a doctor. The victims were elderly, the paperwork was meticulously completed, and the families trusted him implicitly. He often facilitated quick cremations, even suggesting it to grieving relatives. This destroyed any potential evidence of foul play. In 1998 alone, he signed 23 cremation forms, more than any other doctor in his area. His spotless reputation and the trust he cultivated kept him above suspicion for years. The system, designed to protect, inadvertently shielded him. He was a wolf in sheep's clothing, preying on the vulnerable. The death of 81-year-old Kathleen Grundy in 1998 finally raised red flags. Shipman claimed she died of natural causes, but her daughter, Angela Woodruff, a lawyer, was suspicious. Her mother had been in relatively good health. A new will surfaced, leaving all of Kathleen Grundy's assets to Shipman. This blatant act of greed was a critical mistake. It was the first crack in his carefully constructed facade. Police exhumed Kathleen Grundy's body, and toxicology reports revealed traces of morphine. The morphine had been administered shortly before her death. This confirmed Angela Woodruff's suspicions and launched a full-scale investigation. Investigators compared death certificates, patient records, and prescription logs. A horrifying pattern emerged, revealing a shocking number of suspicious deaths linked to Shipman. The truth, long hidden, began to surface. Shipman was arrested in 1998, and the investigation revealed the true scope of his crimes. He may have killed over 250 patients, making him one of the most prolific serial killers in history. The scale of his betrayal was staggering. He was convicted in 2000 of 15 murders and sentenced to life in prison. However, it was widely believed that he was responsible for many more deaths than those for which he was convicted. Justice, though served, felt incomplete. Harold Shipman took his own life in prison in 2004, hanging himself in his cell. He never offered an apology or a full confession, leaving many questions unanswered. His suicide robbed the victims' families of closure. His death marked the end of a dark chapter, but the scars he left behind remain. The pain and suffering he inflicted continue to haunt the lives of those affected by his crimes. Shipman's case exposed the dangers of blind trust in the medical system. He exploited people's faith in their doctor, highlighting the need for greater scrutiny and oversight. The system had failed to protect the vulnerable. The case led to significant reforms in the UK regarding death certification, prescription monitoring, and oversight of medical practitioners. These changes aim to prevent similar tragedies from occurring in the future. The Shipman inquiry made numerous recommendations to improve patient safety and accountability. Harold Shipman's case serves as a haunting reminder that evil can hide behind a reassuring facade. Sometimes it smiles at you from behind a desk, wearing a stethoscope. It reminds us to question, to scrutinize, and to never blindly trust. The legacy of Harold Shipman is one of betrayal, loss, and a profound erosion of trust. It is a story that demands we remain vigilant and proactive in safeguarding the vulnerable and holding those in positions of power accountable. If you found this video informative and thought-provoking, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analyses of true crime cases. Leave a comment below with your thoughts on the Shipman case and what lessons we can learn from it. Consider supporting our work through Patreon to help us continue producing high-quality content.